Welcome back to Golf Extra. We tend to watch golf for the great shots and incredible level of play, but there's something to be said for the relatable feeling of watching pro golfers hit the kind of poor shots that a lot of us weekend warriors are more accustomed to hitting. We don't happen to see too many truly bad shots over the course of a given tournament, but over the years, we do have a few examples of shanks that would make even the most novice of golfers cringe. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos just like this one. Now, let's get right into the worst shots in golf history. Jean Van de Velde, 1999 Open Championship. Jean Van de Velde's epic collapse in the final round of the 1999 Open Championship at Carnoustie is the stuff of legend. We could include any number of shots from his ill-fated 18th hole on this list. However, we've chosen his second shot from the grandstands, during which Van de Velde inexplicably used a 2-iron when he only needed a wedge to get back into the fairway and finish out the hole with his 3-stroke lead intact. Instead, Van de Velde's 2-iron sailed far to the right into some grandstands, bounced 50 yards backwards, and ended up in some very thick rough. From here, Van de Velde's collapse only got worse, as he lost his entire 3-stroke lead and went on to lose in a playoff. What did he say about the shot? Here it is. "Next time, maybe I'll hit the wedge and you will all forgive me. I knew all I needed was a 5 or 6, but one thing you learn in golf, though, is nothing is done until you make the last putt." Unfortunately for Van de Velde, there was no next time, which makes this shot even more painful to relive. Tom Kite, 1992 PGA Championship. The bespectacled Tom Kite was a fixture on the PGA Tour throughout the 1990s and had finished either second or tied for second in 4 major championships previously. He was considered one of the best players in the world not to have won a major to that point and had a decent start to the PGA Championship. However, if his tee shot on the 11th hole of the second round of the PGA Championship at Bellerive Country Club in St. Louis was any indication, he might need to wait a little bit longer. The normally accurate Kite duck-hooked his drive into the gallery on the left, shocking commentators and patrons alike. Luckily, the errant shot didn't hit anybody, and Kite was able to recover to shoot an even par round of 72. Kite's fellow PGA Tour player Nick Faldo said after the round, "It was unbelievable. I haven't seen anything like that in years. If it would have hit anybody, it would have been terrible." Even luckier for Kite, he was able to recover from that shot and then some, shooting a 2-under par round of 70 in the third round and an even par final round to capture that elusive major championship, which would end up being his only major win in his career. Hale Irwin, 1983 Open Championship. Hale Irwin is known in golf lore as the player who won 3 U.S. Opens in his career, one in 1974, one in 1979, and a final one in 1990. For as great as his U.S. Open reputation is, though, Irwin does have one moment of indignity to his name at one of the other major championships, the 1983 Open Championship at Royal Birkdale. During the third round of the tournament on the 14th green, Irwin had only a 6-inch putt left to finish the hole. Nonchalantly, he took a backhanded swing at the ball with the back end of his putter, but completely missed the ball and was penalized a stroke. To make matters even worse, Irwin would go on to lose the tournament by only 1 stroke to Tom Watson. As Irwin summed it up after the tournament, went up to a backhand a 6-incher, missed it, finished second to Watson by 1 stroke. Careless. That's about right. Jim Furyk, 2012 U.S. Open. The pressures of major tournaments can get to even the most seasoned golfer. That's what happened to Jim Furyk during the 2012 U.S. Open. Already a one-time major champion, Furyk still succumbed to the pressure down the stretch at the Olympic Club. Sitting in a tie for the lead with only 3 holes to play in the final round of the tournament, Furyk stepped up to the tee at the par 5 16th looking to take the lead. Instead, Furyk hit a terrible duck hook off to the left side, dropping his club in the process. The shot ended up well into the woods, and Furyk had to scramble to make bogey on the hole. Meanwhile, Webb Simpson took full advantage of the situation, making par on the final 3 holes to win the tournament. Furyk acknowledged his mistake after the tournament, saying, "I was unprepared and didn't know exactly where to hit the ball off the tee. I should have hit a different shot off the tee, and if anything, you need to miss that fairway to the right, never to the left, so it makes mine twice as bad." At least he acknowledged his mistake, and he still has his 2003 U.S. Open to his name. Mark Calcavecchia, 1991 Ryder Cup. Although the United States won the 1991 Ryder Cup held at Kiowa Island, there was one member of the team who was far from happy about the results. During the singles matches held on the final day of the Ryder Cup, Mark Calcavecchia was matched up against Colin Montgomery, with the tournament very much in doubt. With Calcavecchia leading by 2 with 2 holes to play, Montgomery hit his tee shot into the water, making it even more likely that Calcavecchia would finish out the match with a victory. However, Calcavecchia hit an even uglier tee shot that skipped across the water before sinking to the bottom. That's the shot that has him on the list. But Calcavecchia also missed a short putt on the 17th to lose the hole and would go on to lose the 18th as well. While his U.S. team went on to win the event, it's understandable that Calcavecchia would be upset with how things went for him individually. Hunter Mahan, 2010 Ryder Cup. While Calcavecchia's meltdown at the Ryder Cup didn't end up costing his U.S. team the victory, Hunter Mahan wasn't so lucky during the 2010 Ryder Cup at Celtic Manor. Mahan, a favorite of both fans and players, was losing by 2 strokes with only 2 holes to play in the final singles match of the event against Graham McDowell. Needing to win the hole in order to keep the hope alive for the U.S. team, Mahan found himself in a position to get up and down in order to give himself a chance to tie the match on the final hole. Instead, Mahan chunked his chip shot from the fairway, which didn't even make it to the green. The disastrous shot all but handed the Ryder Cup to the Europeans, and Mahan found himself feeling quite lonely. Rory McIlroy, 2011 Masters Championship. Today, we know that Rory McIlroy is still waiting for a Masters tournament triumph to hand him the career Grand Slam. However, we didn't know what would transpire during the 2011 Masters tournament when McIlroy seemed poised to finish off the tournament at only 21 years of age. Stepping to the tee on the 10th hole, McIlroy held a 1-stroke lead, but disaster would soon befall him. McIlroy's drive on the 10th hole veered well off course, all the way between the Peak and Berkman's cabins. Safe to say that this isn't a place that most golfers want to find themselves, especially with the lead on the last day of the Masters. McIlroy struggled to recover, ending up with a disastrous triple bogey 7 that dropped him out of the lead. The young McIlroy wasn't able to recover, bogeying the 11th hole, double bogeying the 12th hole, and putting a shot into the water on the 13th hole. By this time, it was well and fully over. After the event, McIlroy said of his first harrowing experience at the intimidating Augusta National Golf Club, "This was my first experience of it. Hopefully, next time I'm in this position, I'll be able to handle it a little better." Of course, McIlroy hasn't been able to translate that experience in 2011 into a Masters win, but he did get his best result in the tournament with a second-place finish in 2022. Maybe he'll be able to get over the hump in the years to come and finally redeem himself from that wayward tee shot between the cabins back in 2011. So, what do you think about our list of the worst golf shots in history? What do we leave off the list? Be sure to leave us a comment with what you think down below. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you can watch our latest content updates as soon as they drop. We'll catch you in the next one. Have a great day.